Say, goddamn. You said, all right. I said, let's do a podcast. Let's sit down. Let's get a coffee. Let's just talk about 1, 2, 3, 4. Coffee with a Sam. Got a little podcast. Grab yourself a little coffee and a podcast.
What's happening, people? What's happening? Small, short, tall, chunky, plumpy, thinny, winny, tiny, whiny. But as long as you're drinking coffee, I accept it all here. It's Wednesday, guys, and I am Coffee with Sam, and I've got my freshly brewed on this dull Wednesday. Where has the sun gone, people? We had a beautiful week last week. Now this week, I woke up this morning and we have the rain is back. Summer's gone. That's it. Done. UK summer done. No, I'm joking, guys. There's going to be some sun back. I can see it poking through the studio windows right about now. So I think we're going to have a good weekend, hopefully. Hope you guys had a good weekend. It is the middle of the week. It is Wednesday. What's up Wednesday? Fueled by coffee, stimulation freaks, coffee addicts, people who just love to chase that extra high. Welcome. It's the middle of the week. It's Wednesday. I'm here to bring you some good news, some vibes, some energy, and a little bit of chit chat fueled by coffee. No, that's all it is, really. It's Wednesday, middle of the week. I hope you're going 2 more days, guys. 2 more days. And the weekend is here. Even though we don't live for the weekend, we all know at the moment, I am living for the weekend due to COVID, due to having a job I don't want. But that's the only negativity we're going to have here today. So, I had an amazing weekend, and I've started this week on such a high. I was back. I headed to Gosport. Big shout out to the people of Gosport. Big holler to those. That's Portsmouth way. So big holler to the people of Portsmouth. But Gosport was just nice, man. Like, I've been to Portsmouth and I expected it to be the same, but Gosport's this tiny little town, village. It's quite big, but it's tiny to me. It's tiny compared to Portsmouth. Close to Southampton, I do believe, and Bournemouth. Big shout out to those guys. But yeah, holler to the people of Gosport. You guys know how to do it. You got your beachfronts. The bars are open. The beachfront bars are back open. It was a bit chilly on the old jumper and the old coat on. But the sun was shining, and I had a freshly poured? They didn't pull it. They poured it. Pint of ale, guys, and I can't tell you how it tasted. It's just different to out of a bottle, isn't it? Or out of a can. It's just different. And I had ale and I had lager. And I'm an ale drinker, but I like to drink ale. I like to drink lager too. And I had both. I tried them both because they were sweet. It's just chilled differently. It's just poured differently. It hasn't been sat in a bottle. Or a bottle. That was very English of me. Big holler to the American fans. Bottle, yeah. Yeah, it just tasted different, and it was good. The sun was shining. I burnt my face, guys. On the YouTube people, you can't really see. I've had a lot of cream. I creamed for days and days, 4 times a day. Friday, I was sat there with the other friends and coaches. We'll get into that in a bit. And I said to Alex, I feel like my face is on fire. She was like, it doesn't look too red. I was like, I'm going to turn away from the sun. So I turned away from the sun, and it kept burning. I was like, have I eaten something here? Have I drank something that I'm allergic to? And yeah, in fact, I didn't. Alex was like, your face is very red, Sam. And what had happened was I burnt my face, and my forehead was sore to touch. My nose, I looked like Rudolph. And we actually woke up one morning, Alex said, what's up, Rudolph? Fa-ding! Flicked my nose. I wanted to roundhouse kick her in the chin, guys. It was sore. It was sore. So I just had to cream up. I had to get that cream on 4 times a day. Slip sliding all over the place with that lotion. I'm good now. My forehead started to go a bit crusty. But yeah, we're good. We're back in. My nose is always slightly red. I've got like a pointy nose, so it's the first thing that touches. As soon as a bit of sun's out, it's the first thing that touches my old pointy Lewis nose. Mum said I'd take after my granddad, with a pointy nose. Oh, if you're new here, every time I pause, it's because I'm drinking my coffee, and that's what we're here for, guys. Chit chat and coffee. Chat a bit of shit and drink a little bit of coffee. Get stimulated up in here. So why was I in Gosport? Well, guys, if you're new here, I also love to drink coffee, but I am an ex-competitive cheerleader and, 3-time world championship medalist. Didn't ever win, so decided it was time to retire. No, that wasn't why. Just never quite made it, guys. Moved myself to America. Lost by 0.1 on one of the best programs in the world, one of the best teams in the world. Lost by 0.1, and you know what? I thought to myself, if I go and train with the best of the best and still can't win, then maybe it's time to move on. No, life just got the best of me, and it was time to move on. But I coach, guys. I'm a cheerleading coach. So I coach children. I used to coach children. I now coach adults to coach. So I now deliver the courses for people to get qualified. So that's a big about me. If you're new here, guys, ex-cheerleader. That's how this podcast started, talking to cheerleading coaches and cheerleaders. And then I found out that I love talking to people. And now I just talk to you guys, chat utter rubbish whilst I'm off my face on coffee, or I normally have a guest in who I have next to me, and we just chit chat about life, about the army, about the military. That's the same thing. About coaching. We still get athletes in, coaches. We've had a masseuse on who gave us some mad stories, some filthy stories about massage. I've had people in who have told me their stories about deep depression, about how they got out of that. So these podcasts are if people can learn whilst I have a chat to someone, because if you know me, I love just to talk, then that's how I do the podcast. From cheerleading to just utter anything and everything. I also have another podcast where I get two of my best mates in the studio, two of my best mates. They're probably the next ones down from Alexandra. And we watch sport, but mainly the MMA and the UFC. It's less serious to this one. It's a bit of a giggle. We sometimes get drunk, but if not, we just they have some Sam-sized coffees, and we watch the UFC and we watch the MMA and we chat to it. But a lot of it, guys, is just, as the English word, banter. The banter gets foot-lowing. We rip the shit out of each other. Normally just me and my mate Terry ripping this shit out of Head of Security Neil. If you don't know why it's called Head of Security, head to the Three's a Party podcast on YouTube and take a look. Follow it on Instagram too, because I know if you're here listening to this or watching it, then you are following me on Instagram. So follow our other podcast page at Three's a Party podcast, at Threes. That's the number 3 S Party. Podcast, Party. Why? Because I gotta. Oh, and if you're too young to know that movie, go back and watch The Mask, the original Mask with Jim Carrey, not the stupid cartoon version. Jim Carrey, man, what an actor. He was like my childhood with The Mask, with why can't I think? This wasn't even in the program to talk today. The Mask, The Truman Show, Liar Liar. If you are a child and you have not seen these movies, Liar Liar, pure comedy gold. The Truman Show, not comedy, but very down to what we're actually experiencing right now in this world. I'm not gonna break it for you. And The Mask, same again, pure comedy gold. Jim Carrey was just. I used to be a kid. I used to copy his mask sayings. I used to copy the phrases from the movies. People used to get me at parties, or my family would be like, "Sam, do your impressions." I've kind of lost that now, and I don't know why I lost that. Maybe just growing up a little bit. But that makes me think as well. Like this job I've had for the last year, I was actually thinking of prepping for this podcast. I've got this big whiteboard here, guys, and I do a few things to prep just in case I get lost. But it is normally just utter rubbish, like talking about Jim Carrey. And I was actually thinking about how I was going to start the podcast. And I was thinking, I never used to have to start a conversation. I never had to think about how I was going to enter a room. I was just me. And I just lit rooms up and I just lit conversations up. Why has that become so hard for me? Now, you do get the pressures of podcasting on camera, on the microphone. But I was thinking, it's the job. So I'll go into my job and I'm the person who I'll go into the team and they're all very, we're warehouse workers, that's it. And I don't like to say, sorry, I punched the mic there, guys. Chip on my shoulder, but I do go in and light the team up. Like, I do light the team up. And people look for me when you get to 3 a.m. in the morning to say, come on, Sam, pick us up, man. Like, we're struggling here. But I have also lost some of my weirdness. I've lost my weirdness. Because I'm in a job now where you have to act kind of professional. Whereas I know in my other job, my coaching role, my cheerleading role, you had to act professional, but in different ways to how you have to act professional now. And it's lost my weirdness because I be who I am, and you get looked at like that's not very professional, Sam. Whereas in the cheerleading world or in the entertainment industry, weird is professional. And I just cannot wait to get out of this job. I've loved it. It's been great for me. The people I've met, the cultures I have got involved with. So again, people, if you are new here and you haven't heard, I had to get a new job during the pandemic, and the cultures, I'm with Polish, Lithuanian, Romanian, Russian, Czech, Eritrean, I'm just adding an on the end of it. No, I'm not. People from Eritrea, Somalian, who else have we got? Latvian. And the stories and the languages and the barriers that you've had to overcome to allow this job to happen. It's been incredible. I've loved it. I have loved it. But the actual job itself, working nights, being stuck in the same place, doing the same shit every day, not meeting new people and not being with like-minded people who are as weird as me, has made me lose my weirdness. And they're just not vibing. They're just not new 2020 terms, vibing. They're not vibing the way I'm vibing. And that's made me lose my weirdness and lose who I am. And I was just thinking about Jim Carrey. Like, I've lost like that. I would do an impression, wouldn't care. Now I do an impression at work, whatever, and I'm worried about it. So that's one thing how I know I shouldn't be in that job is I need my weird back. And it's coming, guys. It's coming. We move into our house in the next 2 months. I start a new job back doing what I was doing, going back to what I love in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. So you're going to start to see some more weirdness on this podcast. And if you don't follow the Freezer Party podcast, you actually see a bit of my weirdness and who I am on that podcast. Sorry, guys, I'm not even breathing. Woo! Because when I'm round my boys, when I'm round Neil and Terry, when I'm round my left and my right arm, man, then that's who I am. So go and watch the Freezer Party podcast. It's a bit 18 plus, guys. So if you're not 18 yet, watch it without your parents. No, I'm joking. Watch it. Don't watch it. Maybe watch it. Ask your parents first. But that's who I am. When I'm with them two, I don't even think about being on a podcast. I don't even think about what we're doing in the show. It just happens. And it's just pure magic. And it's pure weirdness. That is me. On the Freezer Party podcast, that is me. So expect some more weirdness, guys, in the next couple of months when I get back to being the real Sam Thompson. With the real Sam Thompson, please stand up. But a Slim Shady reference there for you guys. So yeah, why was I in Gosport? I was coaching, I was educating, I was bringing on the children of the future. So on the Saturday, I was coaching adults to get their qualifications to then pursue their career in cheerleading. I was then coaching on the Sunday the leaders of the future. And that is, apart from I love just talking about what I've done And when I educate the coaches, I get to give off what I've learned the last 12, 13 years of doing cheerleading. But when I do the children, when I do the 12 to 16 class, I buzz from it because I know that I am now starting the leaders of the future who are going to be there when I'm not coaching or when my friends aren't coaching anymore. And that gives me a buzz to know that I am creating the coaches of the future. So that's why I was in lovely, sunny Gosport. Big shout out to the Gosport guys. I need to stop saying shout out because it still sounds like shat out. I need to say something else. Big holler, big noise, big da-na-na-na to the Gosport massive, because you guys were hosting as well. The sun, they ordered the sun. The sun was shining, apart from the wind. We sat on the beach, man, eating fish and chips. We sat on the beach, drinking beer, eating fish and chips. And guess what it felt, guys? It felt normal. And I never thought that I would respect such an expensive meal again in my life. Me and Alex did say like how much money we've saved over this lockdown because not going anywhere. We probably won't go anywhere, but it's great to sit with company, to get the glasses dirty, get the tables dirty, get the plates of that dirty, and just walk off. Boom, like a boss. That feeling of knowing you ain't got to wash it up. That's worth paying for. But you just get a different vibe and you chat about different stuff. When you're in a house or you're in someone's house, you talk, but there's a way of you're comfortable so you can disappear and you can go and mess with stuff in your house, or people can, like, do you know what I mean? There's just different types of conversation when you're out and you're stuck at a table facing people. It forces conversation and it forces you to talk about stuff. I was there with some people who I've known for the past 2 or 3 years. I was there with some people who I've only just met. But we were getting to know each other and I was learning stuff about the people that I knew and about the people I didn't know. And it was incredible. We were just chatting and talking about our life and getting to know each other and sharing experiences. And it was incredible. I loved it. And that shouldn't feel normal, but it also shouldn't feel like a privilege. But should we feel privileged for being able to go out for meals and spend, the bar tab was like, I think we ended up spending like 200 odd quid. Should we feel privileged for doing that? For being able to do that? Because maybe our granddads and grandmas couldn't have done that in the past. And maybe there are people that can't do that. So should we feel privileged for being able to do that? I know it's because we work hard and we earn the money. But should we feel privileged for being able to go out and eat in a restaurant and get lit? Get lit. Woo! Guys, I'm nearly 30. I'm 30 in 2 months' time. Like, this is a mad 2 months for me. Get a house, 30. I say the word lit and I say the word holler and I feel old. Yeah. But, you know, stay weird here, man. Stay weird. Stay stimulated. Let's have a kind word for the people who pay me to do this podcast. Thanks, guys. This episode is sponsored by Wax and Relax. www.waxandrelax.co.uk, guys. They make homemade wax melts and they go in your house, probably in your garden when we've got summer, you could put them outside. They melt. I don't know if you've seen them. You put a flame underneath them, you melt, and they come out with the flavours, whatever they've infused the wax with. Now, they are handmade, guys. Now, in this time, we need to support local businesses, small businesses. They're from Bournemouth. They feel the waves. They feel the sea. They feel the sand from Bournemouth. They know what a good smell smells like. So get at them, www.waxandrelax.co.uk for all your good smelling wax melt. We are back. Hello, guys. So, yeah, you've just learned out who I am. It's been a great day. And what I wanted to get into in this actual podcast, the main bit that I put to talk about was the horrible media. Now, I know we say, like, stay away from social media, but have you ever searched, like, top 10 stories this week or top 10 stories today in Google? It's just negative and horrible and downright just shit, just crap, just virusy, not even the virus, as in virusy, mouldy, getting inside you. Like, so today I wanted to implement some things that were going on and maybe I'd missed some things or to talk about. And I literally just put it in, and every one I clicked on, newspapers or just Sky News and stuff like that, it was just all death and danger and damn right just horribleness. Nothing good. Not even one bad, one good, one bad, one good, or four bad, one good, four bad, one good. Just all bad. There was nothing good that I could find to look at, to talk about from the news. There's loads of good stuff going on. It's all just horrible. Now, on social media, we get that there's a freedom of speech and people can say and do what they want to a certain extent. But there's a lot more good on social media than we actually think compared to the news. You turn on the 10 o'clock news, it goes bum 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 bum, bong, death here, bong, this country is in trouble, bong, this celebrity has stolen this much money, bum, Boris Johnson has done something wrong again. Nothing new, nothing good, nothing like, bong, this many people have qualified to teach this many things. Bong, this person gave this much money. Bong, this person survived cancer. Bong, this many. There's never any. I don't know. Bong is. Sorry, guys. Brong gong gong. There's no. Like, I don't know how the media. Like, why do we thrive off seeing people suffer and badness and. The reason why the news has gone that way is because people watch it and listen to it. That's clearly why. But why have we gone that way? Now, social media, to me, if you don't follow the bad things and follow the bad stuff, you don't see it. So if you follow good people and nice people, then they might be spreading misinformation. But I'd rather see misinformation on a positive note the misinformation or correct information about bad stuff, man. Like, I don't need to know what's going on over the other side of the world because I can't help. I don't have enough money to help. I don't have the resources to help. So don't tell me, because then it makes me feel bad. And then you just see this badness and this dark and gloomy world of the media, and it just makes you feel bad. Like, after searching on these a good 5 minutes, everything got clicked on. There was nothing good. Nothing good. Nothing good. Nothing good. Nothing. Just nothing good. Good. It's good. It's good. Nothing good at all on there. And I came off and I just felt, along with the rain, along with the gloominess outside, I just felt, I just felt, and that's not good for people. Now, I get people having social media blackouts and not going on social media because they see all this positivity and positive, and obviously there is bad things that happen in life just naturally every day. And that can make people need to be at a certain level in their life where they think they need to step up and they think they're not doing good enough. I get that. But just unfollow those people. Don't follow those people. Then you're going to get positivity. Like, with the news, you have the choice to not turn it on or turn it off. I get that. But you don't have the choice to what news you see, because it's going to be just shit and gloom, because that's all the media want you to see. Same with the newspapers. You don't have a choice. You only have a choice to read it or not read it. You don't have a choice what's in there once you're reading it. It is nice to know some stuff that's going on in the world, but it's nice to know some good stuff. Whereas social media, you can treat it like a paper or like the news, but you get to choose what you see. And you say you don't, because you do, because you get to choose who you follow. And then also what you like and share then goes into the algorithm for what you see and the next thing you see the next day. Now, we say these algorithms are bad, and we say they force us down these dark holes of what they want us to see. Now, they can do that, but if you're not liking and sharing the stuff that they want you to see, then they're not going to create these algorithms. Does that make sense? So if you're liking a dog getting battered in the street, guess what? It's going to show you more violence. It's going to show you more death. Maybe not on the side of animals, but it's going to show you, it's not just going to suddenly show you sponsor and help this dog in another country, or sponsor and help the RSPCA. It's not going to show you that. You like a dog getting abused, or what these horrible videos that go around social media, then it's going to show you more of that stuff. And if you're a disgusting human, if you're liking that anyway. But can you see where I'm going with this? Go through your social media feed. I did it years ago and I still do it now. Have a little 10, 15, 20 minutes where you go through who you're following. Do they give value to your life? Now, the one thing I did stop following was females. Because I was in the industry, I followed fitness females, fitness girls, and I'll get onto another deep reason to why I've unfollowed other females too, but fitness females was because I didn't agree. Well, no, do you know what? Females and males, I didn't agree with what they were teaching or the practice they were teaching, and that made me angry on a daily basis, thinking, how can they get away with teaching that or getting paid for that? Well, why make me angry when just unfollow them? Just click unfollow. Boom, gone. You're never going to see the misinformation again. Oh, now my feed's full of people spreading the word that I want to spread. Now I'm happy. Oh, well, that was easy, huh? Easy peasy as pie. Now, I've got a word how I'm going to say this, so I say it correctly, because obviously people's opinions are different, and everyone that listens to this or views this might have a different opinion, so I've got to try and get it right because it makes sense. So I used to follow models. I used to follow pictures that women that were sharing pictures of themselves, maybe in bikinis or just looking really pretty. And no, I'm touching. I'm fucking dipping my toe here now. I don't know why I'm afraid for it. So women who are half naked. I was following a lot of half naked women, bikinis, bras, knickers, that stuff. I followed a lot of that. Okay, obviously coming from my teens, that's where I'd followed it through my teens. Getting a bit older, still following them. Now, that was just giving me not that my fiance Alexandra is not gorgeous and beautiful and the perfect lady that I would want, apart from her mood swings, to look at. She's incredible, she's stunning, and I wouldn't want anything else. She's perfect to me. But seeing these women who'd been airbrushed, who had body enhancements, who were in provocative pictures, let's say, was just giving me false sense of life and false sense of what I was going home to. Now, this could work on females too. So females, I see this quite a lot with females. I want a husband who's got abs and a massive chest and he looks like that naked. Well, guess what, love? That's an airbrush picture of a man who's dieted, who's probably on steroids, who has got no libido, who, he's not your husband. So you go home, you see these pictures on your Instagram, on your social media. You then go home and your husband and wife are sat there in their PJs, hair down, no makeup on. Okay, let's say no makeup, because I actually love Alex without makeup. I actually tell her sometimes, why have you got so much makeup on, man? Like, you're beautiful without it. You go home, they're just chilling, day of work, smashing food, relaxed. Like, that should be beautiful to you. But because I was finding myself going through social media, and then why wasn't my relationship looking like that? Why wasn't my life like that? It's not real. It's not real. It's not real, guys. It is not real. And it wasn't indirectly to why, and Alex won't mind me saying this, like, we have had sticky patches in we've been together over 12 years, man. Like, we have had some sticky patches, and I don't walk in the streets and think, oh, I'd rather that woman. But when you're seeing these not real images on Instagram all the time, which are pretending that that's what women want to be and women want to look like. So I'm trying to borderline on how I'm saying this, not to incriminate myself, because, you know, people are going to have an opinion, or that it comes off the wrong way. So basically, I just stopped following the things I was following. So, to not see this stuff, because it's not real. Now, women, if you do this, and I've stood there with husbands who you can see the women are saying these things, and the husbands just feel horrible because they're like, well, he's like, well, I don't like the gym. I like my little tubby belly, and I like looking how I look. I don't want to be jacked with a chest and look, go down to the gym all the time and run every day, and eat salad. Like, I'm all for healthy, and I'm all for going to the gym, and I'm all for looking big if you want to look big, and I love to lift myself, you know, look a bit big, got arms and that in a t-shirt. But I've got a bit of a pot belly now, and women who see those jacked dudes on social media all the time, abs, and they're like salivering at the mouth. I was doing the same with the women. I was like, God, these are nice, these are pretty, these look good, and then it's not real because it's just fake. Now, I don't mean the girls with the big lips and the big fake boobies, because I ain't down for that at all. I'm like, why are you shoving stuff in your face? I'm on about just the things you would see in an old calendar when girls were half naked and they'd been airbrushed and they'd got all the colouring made just perfect. There was no skin imperfections. There was no slight cellulite. There was no slight shape to them. It's just all been messed around and airbrushed. That's the type of pages I was on about that I was following, and it was making me I wasn't going home and thinking like, oh well, why doesn't my partner look like that? But I just felt myself mentally, as soon as I unfollowed them, I was in such a better place, because you're thinking that life should always be better and what you've got should always be better. I have an old Mac. Someone's got a brand new Mac. Well, now I feel inferior because they've got a new Mac. Does that make sense? Yeah? My wife to be is perfect. She is perfect to me. I would not want to change her, and she makes me feel amazing inside and out. Like, woo! When I see her, I tell her all the time, I am lucky. So lucky from the way she acts, the way she conducts herself, and the way she looks. Just, yeah, I'm in love with that. I'm in love with the way she looks. I'm in love with the way she is and who she is. But this fake life I was seeing on Instagram was just putting not doubt in the back of the mind, but she probably does it too. If she saw a man with abs on Instagram, she's probably like, oh, God, that looks good. And if she saw that all day, every day, I wouldn't be good enough for her. And you see how the news does that to you? So I did it. I followed people who were spreading misinformation, and I followed people who were just fake and not real. And that just took a weight off my shoulders. And it was incredible. So you guys should use social media for the right things, because it can be a news channel that spreads the news you want to see. So let's get rid of this negative, and let's. I don't want to rhyme here. With the news that you want to see. All we want to see is not negativity. I just want to spread it, share it, live it, love it. Positivity. Sorry, guys. A bit of Eminem there. With a please, Sam Thompson, please stand up. Whoa! So that's an episode there, guys. Woo! Jeez, that was a good one. And I think I covered maybe one topic that's on my board out of everything. So. Big holla out to the people, the new people here, the new stimulation freaks here. And I will see you next week. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the share. Remember, guys, likes, shares, comments help me. They help with the algorithms. They help me spread. Follow my other podcast at Three's a Party. Sending emails to the Coffee of Sam podcast at gmail.com, and also at Three's a Party podcast at gmail.com. Nearly went mad then. Ask us questions, ask me questions. What guest you want? You've got a friend. Have you got a friend that's you think has got a good story, good life story, good backstory, or a business they want to share and boost? Get on. Let's have a chat. Let's have a coffee. Guys, till next Wednesday, stay stimulated, stay weird. Peace.
Coffee with the Sam. Got a little podcast. Grab yourself a little coffee and a podcast.